Welcome to the Joe Shenman Show. I'm Joe Shenman, and tonight I'm going to present a show on divorce, focusing on parental alienation of children. During divorce, children are basically at risk. Parental alienation can happen at any time in our society, but it most frequently occurs during divorce. It is my hope to bring some attention to the subject in an effort to preventing it from further damaging other families in our society. So feel free to contact me at joeshenman.com, email me at jshenman@comcast.net, or call me at 973-568-4587 if you have any concerns or interest in this subject. A family consists of a group of people, parents and their children, where the adults care for the children and reside together. A conjugal family includes only the husband, the wife, and unmarried children who are not of age. The most common form of this family is regularly referred to as the nuclear family. A consanguineal family consists of a parent and his or her children and other people. And a matrilocal family consists of a mother and her children. Generally, these children are her biological offspring, although adoption of children is a practice in nearly every society. This kind of family is common where women have the resources to rear their children by themselves, or men are more mobile than women. Well, this is the basic structure of family. Divorce and parental alienation can end all of this. My purpose in our show tonight is hoping that the families that start off together end up together in whatever shape or form and irregardless of divorce. Hi, welcome to the Joe Shenman Show. Tonight I have a subject that I'm going to attempt to present to you, one that I've had direct experience with, parental alienation. Parental alienation is a term coined by many authors to describe a phenomenon that occurs when a child becomes allied with one parent and disparages or rejects the other. Generally, this occurs in cases of high conflict divorce. In extreme cases, the child may refuse to see the rejected parent, who is most often, but not always, the non-custodial parent. Most often, children who fully reject a parent are pre-adolescent or adolescent, but younger children may display many rejecting behaviors toward a parent. That's a most painful thing to experience, especially when it does happen during divorce, which is a time of high conflict, under good conditions. Most divorces are not pleasant. They usually take time, and so there's a period of time when either the spouses who are separating are feeling tremendous stress, and basically the children are caught somewhere in the crossfire. An important critical entry point occurs when a helper becomes aware of a situation in which a child of a high conflict divorce spends progressively less time with one parent and divorces strong objections to being with that parent. The helper's response can be crucial in the maintenance of the parent-child relationship. Counseling is often recommended. To determine an appropriate response, it is important for the professional to diagnose fully the reasons for parental rejection. As with other aspects of divorce, it's crucial to look at the whole picture. So really not one thing can really cause this, and I guess each situation has to be analyzed. Usually the child is aligned with the alienating parent and in a campaign of denigration against the target parent, with the child making active contributions. This is often, sometimes even joked about in divorce, where one parent may willfully make remarks about the other parent negatively. Sometimes it's done not realizing. Most often divorce is a high stress time. The spouse may feel such stress going through it, not realizing at that time, expressing her dislike with that other spouse. However, if children are present, both these parents are still the parents of that child. Rationalizations for deprecating the target parent are often weak, frivolous, and absurd. Yes, I've witnessed that. Sometimes making comments, I don't like what she wears, I don't like the color she wears, I don't like her choice of schools, especially if it's a private school. Things that just somewhat don't make sense. These are sort of the comments that that child who has been alienated or has been experiencing this will express. Animosity toward the rejected parent lacks the ambivalence normal to human relationships. The child asserts that the decision to reject the target parent is his or her own. The child reflectively supports the parent with whom he or she is aligned. The child expresses guiltless disregard for the feelings of the target or hated parent. Borrowed scenarios are present. The child's statements reflect themes and terminology of the alienating parent. Animosity is spread to the extended family and others associated with the hated parent. Basically, it's like a syndrome. Gardner, who has written on this subject, refers to it as a syndrome. Basically, diagnostic considerations from a systemic perspective is one way to look at it. But Gardner's reference sparked controversy in the psychological community because the term implies a discrete set of symptoms with a consistent constellation of causes. Gardner placed the blame for PAS, Parental Alienation Syndrome, squarely on the shoulders of an alienating custodial parent. In contrast to this one-dimensional approach, Kelly and Johnson have proposed that not all children of divorce who reject a parent do so because they were influenced by the other parent. Rather, the rejection is likely to have multiple causes. These authors suggest the child's post-divorce affinities with parents lie on a continuum, as described below. These 5 categories can also be viewed as the stages through which a child might pass through as she grows progressively estranged from one parent. They are positive relationships with both parents, an affinity for one parent, an allied child has formed an alliance with one parent, the estranged child, a child has become distant from one parent with corresponding negative attitudes, and the alienated child, relationship with one parent has broken down completely. This author agrees that the reasons for parental rejection are often multiple and complex, while the rejection of one parent may sometimes result from the deliberate machinations of the other. Frequently, the problem is multi-causal. As with other aspects of divorce, it is helpful to look at the intrapsychic dynamics of the individual, the interactive dynamics of the entire family, and the influence of the wider social sphere to fully understand all of the continuing factors to parental alienation in any one given case. When working with families, which there is alienation or estrangement, it is useful to obtain a clear picture as clear as possible of the following issues regarding each family member. First, we have to look at the allied parent. Allied parents vary in their individual dynamics. Some parents deliberately retaliate at the other parent in a high conflict divorce by limiting access to the child, while some act out their anger unconsciously by making negative comments and or by their nonverbal gestures in regard to the other parent. A number of parents are generally anxious about the child seeing the other parent due to their experience of the other parent as abusive or neglectful. For some of their concerns that may be appropriate, but for others, they are usually overblown. Anxious parents may fear letting go of their children because of their own sense of vulnerability. Sometimes the parent has a history of being victimized early in life and carries this sense of victimization to the present. In some cases, the allied parent is not able to tolerate and appropriately respond to the child's full range of feelings because any anger the child might express toward the allied parent or positive feelings towards the other parent feel like a personal betrayal.